Welcome to the session. Today I am continuing the second PhD syllabus with reference to the principles of inheritance and variation. In the last class we have been studied the inheritance of single gene or monohybrid cross, and the other two examples which are slightly deviated from the Mendelian principle of inheritance were partial dominance and the codominance. Now let us take up the work of the Mendel, which follows the typical Mendelian principles as it was worked out by Gregor John Mendel himself. Now let us know what is dihybrid cross or inheritance of two genes. What is dihybrid cross? It is a cross between two individuals differing in two pairs of contrasting characters. So monohybrid cross means cross between two individuals differing in one pair or single pair of contrasting characters. If at all the parents differ in two pairs of the contrasting character, then such a cross can be referred as what? Dihybrid cross. I hope you know that meaning of the hybrid. Hybrid is nothing but what? An heterozygous individual obtained by a cross between two homozygous parents differing at least in one character. That is said to be an hybrid. So if you recollect, remember capital TT, small tt, this is for tallness and this is for dwarfness. These two are not hybrids, but this one is what? Hybrid. That means hybrid is always in what condition? Heterozygous condition. Now let us take up the dihybrid cross in detail. So as I defined earlier, a cross between two individuals differing in two pairs of contrasting characters is called dihybrid cross, and the ratio obtained from that cross is called dihybrid ratio. To study this one, we have to take the example of a pea plant, what Mendel took for his experiment. Here, for this the cross, we have to consider how many pairs of the contrasting characters? Two pairs of contrasting characters. One is the seed shape and another one is seed color. Remember, one is seed shape and another seed color. Regarding seed shape, it is either round like this, which is dominant over the wrinkled. This is wrinkled. This is the one pair of what? Contrasting characters. The another seed color, one is supposed to be the yellow and another is what? Green. Yellow is dominant over green. That means round yellow is what? A dominant character over what? Green, wrinkled seeds. So these are the two characters which are concerned or which have taken for what? The dihybrid cross. Now let us know how the cross is made. As I said earlier in one of my previous classes, we have to follow certain genetic norms. So that is, first of all we have to write what? Parents. So parents here, one stands for male and another female, which are the Greek symbols. Another, the phenotype, that is the external appearance of an individual. Which character is dominant over which one? That is round yellow is dominant over what? Green, wrinkled. This is the one. So round yellow is dominant over the green wrinkled. Here this is the shape and this is what? Color. Now here the green is color, but this is the shape. So as here we have taken the shape first and then the color, here also it should be written like this, wrinkled green. Wrinkled green. Now genotype in the sense genetic constituent or genetic makeup of an individual. How many characters are here? 2 characters. One is shape and another is color. And each character is controlled by how many factors? 2 factors. So thereby, how many factors we have to write here? 4 factors, or 2 pairs of factors. 1 pair for shape and another pair for the color. As round yellow is dominant, here we have to use what? Dominant letters or capital letters like this, round yellow. As wrinkled green is recessive one, we have to write it by small letter like this. And of course this represents what? A cross. Here in plants, cross is nothing but what? A pollination. Transfer of the pollen grains from one to the stigma of the another flower. That is the pollination. Now, how many types of the gametes are produced here? Here, there is only one type, capital R, capital Y. Remember, a gamete should contain a factor or an allele for one character. So here capital R for shape, capital Y for color. Here also how many types of the gametes? Only one. That is small r for wrinkled and then small y for the green. Now these are the gametes. Now the generation what we obtain here is the F1 generation. Whenever this fuses with this one, we are going to get capital R, small r, capital Y, small y like this. As the round yellow is dominant over the green wrinkled, here the capital R is present and capital Y is present, thereby here the wrinkled shape and the green color fail to express because they are recessive. They fail to express in the presence of what? Dominant factors. So thereby this is round yellow. That means all F1 plants with no exception are with round yellow seeds. No wrinkled green, even though present in one of their parents. Now, what he did was, F1 plants are self-crossed. F1 selfed, or F1 the self-crossed, or even we can say F1 plants are the self-pollination like that. Or simply we can refer it as what? F1 selfed. Now, let us let us write in this manner. First of all, parents, as usual. And then what we have to write? Phenotype, external appearance of an individual, which we have to write. It is nothing but heterozygous, round, yellow. Observe what we have taken here, F1 plant, and hence it should be an heterozygous plant with that of what? F1 selfed in the sense you have to write round yellow. Because all F1 plants are what? round yellow. As the result of it, all plants are in the F1 or yellow, round yellow. Here also we have to take the round yellow, both male and female. What may be the genotype? Remember the genotype. What I have written here is the genotype for this. That is capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. And for this, the same, because both are what? F1 plants. So that is the genotype. What may be the next now? The next is the gametes. How many types of gametes are produced here? There are 4 possible types of the gametes from each plant. Which are those? They are capital R, small capital Y, capital R, small y, and then small r, capital Y, and then small r, small y, like this. So this plant produces 4 types. As this plant is also with the same genotype, you can expect how many types of the gamete? The same number of types. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, and then capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, small y, like this. These are the gametes. How many possible individuals you are going to get in F2 generation? Observe here, as here 4 types of gametes and here 4 types of gametes. So 4 into 4, that means you are going to get 16 individuals. It is as simple as like this. Here there is 1 type of gamete and here 1 type. So here 1 into 1, that is only 1, the individual. Here the 16 individuals are obtained. Now we have to work out in a checkerboard or a Punnett square. He was the first man who used this technique to represent the F2 individuals, if at all their number is quite more. Now we can write like this. On one side, so like this, 4 compartments, and again vertically and horizontally. So 16 total we have to write. And here, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, and then small r, capital Y, small r, small y, like this. And on one side, this is the male gametes, this one, and here, these are the female gametes. Of course, the female gametes are also same, like this. And the individuals what obtained in this box are referred as F2 individuals. This is to be worked out like this. This is the female gametes and these are the male gametes. We have to work out just like the multiplication. Observe capital RR, capital Y, Y. Like this we have to go on doing. Capital R, capital Y, and then small y. Again, capital R, small r, capital Y, and then capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Next is capital R, capital Y, and then this is small y. Capital R, small y, and capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. And lastly, in this column, capital R, small r, small y like this. Again we have to work for this one, capital R, small r, and then capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, small r, capital Y. And lastly, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. And in the last column, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small y. And small r, capital Y, small y. And lastly, small r, small y. So this is how you are going to get 16 individuals. Now we have to work out how many are the round yellow, how many are the wrinkled green, and how many are recombinants like this. Remember, to call any individual as round yellow, there should be minimum of capital R1 and one capital Y. If at all there is only one capital R and small y, then it is round green, that is the recombinant. Now let us analyze one by one. Now observe, this is round yellow. This one round yellow. This is round yellow. To call any individual as round yellow, what may be the condition? There may be at least or minimum one capital R and one capital Y. So this is also round yellow. This one, observe, round but green. So you have to give the different symbol. What may be this one? Again it is round yellow. And then this one, capital R, round, but both are small y, hence it is the round green. That one is recombinant. This is round yellow. This one is what? This is also round yellow. Then now observe, these are both what? In small letter. As it is in small letter, it is wrinkled, but capital Y are there, hence it is yellow. That means wrinkled yellow. Give the different symbol. This one wrinkled yellow. What may be this one? This is again round yellow. This one, capital R is there, thereby it is round, but small y stands for what? Green. That means recombinant, and the sign is this one. Here this one is wrinkled yellow, and the sign is this one. And lastly, what may be this plant is? This is purely a recessive plant. Observe, there are small rr and small y. Hence it is a recessive factor, recessive character, that is the wrinkled green. Now let us count how many round yellow are there, round green, wrinkled yellow and wrinkled green, like that. Observe this. This sign represent round yellow. Let us count how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So round yellow is 9. That is a parental one. Next, round green, small letter. How many are there? Observe, this is round green, round green, round green. That means they are 3. And the next one is the wrinkled yellow. That is the recombinant again. How many are there? Minus sign. 1, 2, 3. And lastly, how many are the wrinkled green? That is small r, small y. 1. So total of about 9:3:3:1. So totally it is 16. So 9 round yellow, 3 round green, 3 wrinkled yellow, so 1 wrinkled green. Now let us count how many parental individuals are there and how many are the recombinants. The parental individuals are totally, which are the parental individuals? Look into this one, round yellow and green wrinkled. How many round yellow are there? 9. How many green wrinkled are there? Only 1. That is 10. And these 3, that is round, the green, wrinkled yellow, these are what? Recombinants. That is 6. So that the parental and recombinant ratio is what? Is 10:6. This is the one. And what is this ratio is? This ratio is nothing but phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic, not genotypic. Because observe, all these 9 individuals, of course, nothing but what? Round yellow. But whether they possess the same type of the genotype? No. The genotype is different, but phenotypically all are what? The round yellow. And even it is true for the recombinants. And hence 9:3:3:1 is what? Phenotypic ratio. Whereas 10:6 is what? Parental and recombinant ratio. Now we have to know what is the genotypic ratio. How it is written? The genotypic ratio, you observe how many capital R and capital Y is. Only one. You have to search this only in this multiplication marks, not in any way. So that is only 1. And then capital RR, capital Y. So let us put the sign like this. That is over. Capital 2 capital R, 1 capital Y, 1 small y. How many are there? You have to observe. In this line you don't come across. Here there is 1. And then you have to look only here. Only 2 are there. Hence 2. Next is 1 capital R, 1 small r. So both these are what? The capital letters. How many are there? 1. And then this is not applicable, and this is also not applicable. And observe here, there is another one, that is this one. No, that means 2. Now lastly, here 1 capital R, 1 small r, 1 capital Y, 1 small y. How many are there? You come across diagonally. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So total 4. Now let us count. 4, 2, 6, 8, 9. Thereby the 9 are what? The round yellow individuals which are genotypically. Now let us know about the next one is what? Round the green. How many are there? You have to search them only in this dotted the signals. So your dotted signs are only 3. Observe here 2 capital R, 2 small y, and of course these 2 should be always in small letter. How many are there? Here only 1. This one. That means 1. 1 capital R, 1 small r, 2 small y, 1 and then 2. That means 2. How many are they? Round the green, totally 3. 1 plus 2, 3. The next is coming to this minus sign. These 2 are should be in the small letters, small rr. And here the 2 are what? Capital Y. As a result, how many of this genotype are? Only 1. Observe the another. Here capital Y, small y. This is 1. And here capital Y, small y. This is the 1. Hereby it is 1:2. So total 3. And lastly, this is the wrinkled green, that is 1. Thereby from here to here it is 9, that is round yellow, and this is for round green 3, and this is the wrinkled yellow 3, and this is the parental 1. So the genotypic ratio is 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:2:1. If you go on reading continuously like this, it is not possible to remember it. So in order to memorize it, you have to read out the genetical ratio like this: 1:2:2:4. Next 1:2. Next 1:2:1. Like this, 9:3:3:1. With reference to that one, we have to remember it. That is the overall what? The dihybrid ratio and then dihybrid cross. Based upon the results of this dihybrid cross, Mendel proposed what? The law of independent assortment. What do you mean by the law of independent assortment? Remember, by studying the monohybrid cross, he proposed the law of what? Segregation or the purity of gametes. What that law of segregation states? It states that factors controlling a character separate in equal ratio during gametic formation. The law of segregation is applicable to the one pair of contrasting characters or the monohybrid cross. If at all 2 or more pairs of contrasting characters are taken into consideration for the experiment, then the law of independent assortment is applicable. What the law of independent assortment states? It states that the factors controlling 2 or more pairs of contrasting characters separate during gametic formation. That is the law of independent assortment. So I will once again repeat it. The law of independent assortment. Remember, assortment means what? Separation. Independent means what? Individuality or freely. It states that the factors controlling 2 or more pairs of contrasting characters separate during or assort independently of each other during gametic formation. That is the law of independent assortment. So by studying this, it is possible for us to prove what? The law of independent assortment. How it can be justified? It can be justified simply like this. Observe the schematic representation of the dihybrid cross. In the F1 generation, what did you come across? Only round yellow. What not? We fail to observe wrinkled green, even though it is one of the parental characters. All F1 plants are what? Round yellow. So that we think that the wrinkled green character is totally eradicated. But observe the F2, the wrinkled, not only the wrinkled green, but also the two recombinant, that is round the yellow, that is round green, and then wrinkled yellow also appear. So the appearance of round green, wrinkled yellow, and again the parental character by name wrinkled green appeared in the F2 generation. The appearance of these three, that is round green, then wrinkled yellow, and then wrinkled green in F2 generation is due to the application of what? The law of independent assortment, which states that the factors controlling two or more pairs of contrasting characters so separate or resort independently of each other during gametic formation. This is about the dihybrid cross. So in the next class, I will take up the dihybrid test cross. So thank you, Varunda.